Yeah. So that we are going to set up a physical library where the students also will have access to do the celebration.
In the sense that it brought down a lot of barriers in terms of digital adoption. So people are not as hesitant to have.
Father, today we are about to share some wonderful things that will bring growth and open more eyes in this country. We pray that whatever we do here, Lord, let the Holy Spirit take full control. And so that, Father, to be all successful. And Lord, your glory will be shared in this country. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, go ahead.
So should we get started? Or we can get started, right? Okay. Thank you so much for coming here today, and I'm really blessed to be here and sharing this with you. Just for introduction, my name is Sandeep Borgoy. I'm the CEO of TrueLeap. We are a company based out of Houston, Texas. In today's agenda, I'm just going to give you a little bit overview of our company, what we do, and what products that we think is very suitable for Ghana education system, and whether it's a K through 12 or higher education, universities, and continuing education. In our company, we have a philosophy of K through grade education. And what do I mean by K through grade? A person never stops learning. Whether he is in elementary school or he is in working somewhere or he's about to retire. That person's growth is always associated with learning. So our mandate for the company is to improve access to that education where you are. We have a very mobile-first approach to technology, and we are concentrating on the emerging markets, as you will see. So as I mentioned, we are focusing on the emerging markets. Right now, we are active in Congo, we are active in India, we are active in the US, and with your blessing, we hope to be active here in Ghana. So today, again, I'm going to just walk through a short presentation and give you a demo of some of our products. We have laid out some computers. You can go and test it out and touch it, see it, how it feels, and then we can have a discussion. So overall, the approach to digital education can be very different from whether you're talking about just putting computers in a classroom or you're thinking about putting content on a platform that people can access. However, in our experience, what we have seen is that if you just tackle one part of the solution, so if you think about digital education, this is all you're thinking about, not just putting hardware in a classroom, not just accessing content, right? So what we call, it's an ecosystem approach of digital education. Now here you see hardware is there, software is there, content is there. Most importantly, training. When people think digital education is just going online and teaching, it is not. There's a lot of science involved in how you teach, how you keep students engaged, how students are participating, how teachers are adopting the technology. So there is a huge learning curve when you start from fresh. COVID helped in the sense that it brought down a lot of barriers in terms of digital adoption. So people are not as hesitant to have technology in their classroom. So that is an advantage to us today. People, if you say, hey, you can learn it on a phone or through online, it's not a surprise. So people expect that nowadays, right? So that's what we are trying to empower. Analytics, why do I include analytics in this diagram? The effectiveness of what you teach is always important. I can give you solutions today and say it is the best thing after sliced bread, right? But if it doesn't work, there's no value to it. So we need to show value to what we give. That's why data becomes very important. Data is king. And I'm going to show you how we are doing it. Our platforms are very smart. It collects a lot of data when you interact with the platform. And that data is available to administrators, school officials, teachers, students. And it's real time. So it helps them to calibrate, it helps them to improve in real time. You don't have to wait till the end of the semester or a year or 2 years from now to say whether your solution has been effective. You get it real time. So that is a very powerful thing. Maintenance. Now maintenance is mostly related to hardware. One of the biggest things that we have faced in Africa is that people have a lot of good intentions and getting a lot of computers in. Then what happens here, 2 years from now, they become paperweight because there is no maintenance involved, right? So what we have done is we have included maintenance in our services. So it's a one-stop shop for all the services that you need. We are known for our software platform. That's what we're going to show. But I just want to keep you abreast of what that involves. It's not just one part of the product, but the whole set of services are available through our company. So when we talk about the software platform, what we are specifically talking about is learning management system, content management system. What we think about creating a digital library, right, of content. These are the basis for how you can create a digital library for your school. Your learning management system, your content management system. We also have the capability of an open marketplace, just like you go to Amazon to buy a product, right? Actually, we have the capability to create the educational marketplace so that students can go and buy content that is available in the market. And we can create that for Ghana as an open market or specifically for your organization. It all depends on how we want to set it up. So this is very important. You don't want students to wait to go and learn something from somewhere else. You want to bring it to your platform so that they can have access to all the different products and markets. Things evolve very fast. You don't want to wait 6 months from now to learn about artificial intelligence, what's happening with artificial intelligence, right? If you go through the traditional route, it's going to take a year from now to develop a course, implement it. But through technology, that can be done instantaneously. That course can be available to your students right now. So that is the power of technology. As I mentioned, one of our biggest thing is mobile first. So the phone in your hand is a powerful device. We can get it done through your mobile device, through mobile apps. People can get access to that technology, those courses, content, services directly from their mobile phone. They don't have to have a computer in their house. They don't have to have an internet. Everything is done through mobile technology. So that is very powerful. We also support synchronous, asynchronous learning, live teaching versus offline teaching, learning at a set pace, right? Because connectivity is an issue in Africa. So you don't want, sometimes when you do live teaching, it fails, right? You don't want students to sit through a failed call. But if you record the same content and put it on a platform like us, a student can learn it at their own pace. And it's not just like watching a YouTube video. Because again, learning management system is a very different piece. It is a structured course that you can create with the live video. You can put exams, you can put learning modules integrated within the system. I'm going to show you how it's done. So when we talk about digital education, people might say, hey, we have a lot of videos on YouTube. We can go and watch. But that's not learning. How do you determine the outcome of the learning? How do you measure the outcome of the learning? If you just let people watch YouTube videos, that's not learning, digital education. So you need a learning management system with the right content library to actually measure the success of your learning. Communication. Why is communication so important? One of the things that people right now struggle is how do you communicate with your faculty, how do you communicate with your teachers, administrators, students, parents. Most of you must be using WhatsApp groups, most of you must be doing text messages, most of you must be doing email texting, right? It becomes multiple platform issue. There's no coordination among them and each one does it differently. So what we have done is we have included communication models within our system so that anybody on that platform can communicate each other and administrator teachers can communicate with the entire school instantaneously without having to use multiple media. Another piece of technology is very critical is the peer-to-peer collaboration piece. When I say peer-to-peer collaboration, students don't just learn from their teachers, they learn from their peers. So our platform actually provides an opportunity where students can communicate and learn from each other. So we have a model in development, what we call mentorship, that is coming. It's an AI-driven algorithm that connects mentors with students. It's not like, you know, a school counselor will say, hey, this mentor is good for you. But that mentor is matching is assigned through learning. It understands what the student's weaknesses are, strengths are. It understands what mentor's weaknesses and strengths are. Then they will make the connection. It's all AI-based algorithms. So there is a smartness built into the system. Right. So one of the things about the mobile app is right now, you know, Ghana is an English-speaking country, majority English-speaking country. But we also have what we call language localization. It has become very important. We are active in India. We have 12 Indian languages on our mobile app right now. The reason is the kid might speak English, but the parent might not. So how do the parents keep track of what the kid is doing if everything is in English, right? So we want to bring the parent into the platform itself. So we provide a lot of language localization. So it can be adapted to the local language. As I said, both synchronous and asynchronous is done through the mobile app. And one thing you will see is that this is very, very simple app. And there's a reason behind it. Because Ghana has 3G right now. 3G is the most prevalent bandwidth in emerging markets. Not many areas have 4G, not many areas have 5G, right? So if you make it very graphic heavy, then it takes a lot of bandwidth to do that. So that's why we have purposefully kept it very simple, and there are technology built into the app that takes care of bandwidth limitation. So this is very important. So our product has been tested in countries like India in rural settings, which has a similar kind of environment with what you would see in places in Ghana or in Congo. And we have tested it and we have adapted the system to work in areas like here. We also provide hardware pieces. Now, this may or may not be what you're looking for, but again, remember that diagram I showed you? So we also have a partnership with companies like HP and Lenovo. So we configure your hardware needs. So a lot of the labs that we build, the digital library, physical space we build, is actually in partnership with Lenovo and Dell that we bring to them. And we use their experts to do. So the data we collect from implementation is actually evaluated by independent organization. They will tell you the effectiveness of any solution that you provide. So it's not just us going to be telling you, hey, your students are doing better, you are having a enrichment at a certain point, but it's going to be verified by independent organizations. So this is an example of what we are doing in Congo. DRC was the first stop for us. So we are now in 65 institutions in Congo. We have long-term contracts with them. And basically, it involves setting up the digital library system where people can get access, but also they have access to the software platform. So education is being imparted through the platform. So the education doesn't end by the time they walk out of the school. It continues and is available to them. So these are some of the proprietary programs we have that we can bring to Ghana. For example, we have the latest generative AI training programs, and this is not coding. This is not going to teach you how to build LLMs, algorithms. This is how you use AI in your day-to-day life. So this is one of the most practical courses we have done. We have been teaching this course for the last 6 years. And our faculties have taught in major universities in the US. So this has been developed. Microsoft has supported this program in the US. Yeah. We also have learning innovation in virtual engagement. This is the teacher module that I'm talking about. People how to teach in a virtual environment. It's a very different ballgame. So we have courses for that. Sustainability and technology. This is like one of the SDG things everybody's talking about. Nobody exactly knows how to do it. So we have programs for that. We have preparedness for college education. This is mostly for high school kids. They teach you how to go and be in a college, not just attend college when you get an admission. It teaches you how to attend. This is one of the most important financial literacy and investment program. This is proprietary to us. It's a program that is mostly geared towards college students and again continued education. For example, independent entrepreneurs. They benefit a lot from that. Again, education, entrepreneurship and education development, these are some of the proprietary programs that we have that is available on the platform, through our platform. So again, just on the wrapping up of the presentation, Sunny, my founder, Sunny and I, co-founder Sunny and I, we founded this company, and we bring more than 20 years of experience into this. Majority of my leadership have been faculty in major universities and leading universities for the last 20 years. So we have gathered a lot of experience in teaching in virtual environments. So we have brought that experience and built this company and built this set of products that we think is suitable for the emerging markets. So that is the presentation I had. I'll go to a few quick demos, and then maybe we can take some questions. So I want to show you a quick video. So now, this is very important. I talked about a lot of digital content, that digital library piece, physical infrastructure piece. But how do you create that library? If you have a lot of content, that is good. But cost of producing that content is very high. So we have built this proprietary, what we call the studio model, that can be available to the schools to set up on campus. So this is a very unique feature that we provide, where you can go and create your own content. So let me quick play it a little bit, and I'm going to walk you, maybe not go through the entire presentation, but so some of the. So this is a college level course. This is a college level course that we teach. And it teaches students, professionals, how to create content. So this has been taught in major universities, and it's a proprietary course that we can bring to your university. And what happens is that it creates professionals. It creates employment, direct employment. So think about it, if you have a studio and you want your own students to learn how to create content, this is a great class to have. And I'm going to show the next piece where actually these students that are in the classroom go and do it practical demonstration in our studios. We have a big one in Houston. So I'm going to just play it forward. So, okay, this is a set in our studio in Houston. This is all can be fit, all the equipment can be fit in a suitcase. And this can be traveled, right? So it's not a big infrastructure cost. And if we partner up, we can provide this to you to be set up in your schools. So you can create any kind of content. And I'm going to show you the quality of the content that we're creating next. This is the back end, what it looks like. Okay. So you can see this is a live recording that happened on our platform.
So the whole process lasted about 10 months.
So this is how we create lectures. So my co-founder is interviewing a very famous professional in our studio. That content is captured and put it on our platform. Then I can also show you, see, these students are creating their own content. The students in the class, you can see these are barely 20, 21-year-old. They went through our program, now they are able to create their own content, and it can be like at a university or for They can also help faculties create their course in the system. So that reduces the cost quite a bit. So now, coming back to the main reason why you guys are here today is to look at the software piece. So when I talk about digital library content, we have 3 pieces of software that we can use to create your digital library. And now, digital library is mainly where you can structurally put your digital content in one place, right? It's like a library system where you're filing, and teachers, students can have access to the same content. Only thing is that it's electronic, right? So, log out and I can show you. Hopefully the internet connection will work with you today. So everything is cloud-based. It needs just a web browser. Nothing is like, you need a huge infrastructure to be set up. So when you log into your system, this is, again, I'm going to show you from a creator perspective, from a teacher perspective, right? So you can see our application has all the different modules. Courses, events, learning management system, everything is built into the system. It is available on the same platform. So you can manage your entire college or school using this system. All your class schedules, all your teaching schedules is available and can be done on this system. The content is the one that is more interested to a lot of people, right? So when we talk about content, there are different types of content. You can do videos, you can do files, you can do assessments, your exams, you can do surveys. A lot of people do a lot of surveys trying to understand the student. Everything can be done on the platform. So when you add content, it's a very simple interface. You just fill in boxes. Now, we also have a module that is AI supported. You just upload the video, text, it creates a summation, and it captures all this information, but that is much, much costlier version of it. So we have non-AI version, which is more price compatible with a country like Ghana. So this is how you create the library. We also have a bulk upload. For example, you have hundreds of videos. You don't want to be doing one by one, right? So we can actually do it through our APIs and create the entire library for you. Now, if you don't have any content, then the studio becomes more effective. Then you can go and create the content with our help from scratch. So this is one of the more robust features of our thing. Now, we also have a module called events. Now, everybody teaches live nowadays, meaning they will sit in front of the camera, they will teach, other people will listen. The most used medium for that is what we call Zoom. Zoom is a platform that everybody uses. So what we have done is build the entire features of Zoom within our platform. So you can actually teach within our platform and record it and use the recording as a course module for future use, right? So as you can see, you can actually have a entire schedule of events, just like you do in Zoom. You can do it at repeat, or you can use a calendar function to do it. And all you need to do is basically, when you go to it, people need to do is go to an event, and all they do is join the event. That's it. The schedule, you can see the videos, it's going to bring up our proprietary video. Let me see if I can switch on the camera on this one. Should pick up. Yeah. That's it. There's no link sharing, there's nothing, there's no creating an event. All you need to do is click through. That's why I'm saying usability, accessibility. So it needs to be intuitive, right? So it doesn't need all. Then you can record it. All you need to do is record it. And that's it. So those are the things that are very intuitive when we build a system. It's to build in all the functionalities that you need to teach and to create the library that you need on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to show you another.
Does this system have a control over how it is delivered to the student? Let's say the first module will be available in the first week.
Yes.
The drip basically.
Yes.
So that mechanism is there.
Yes. You can structure it that way. Basically, unless they finish it, all the content will be there. But unless they finish the first module, they will not be able to move on to the next module or not see the next module. So you build the entire module, then you can put conditions, or whether they can see all the modules, or whether they need to finish an exam before they see the next module. They need to get X percentage on their test quiz before they can see the next module. So all those can be built in.
Okay. And this customization can be done based on cohort, let's say.
Yeah.
So if I have a X set of students who will have a different set of parameters for going to the next level,
Yeah.
it can be customized based on the cohort.
Right now, we don't allow individual customization. So basically done on a course level, okay, not on an individual level. But that's something we can, think about. That request hasn't come through that. Other way to do it is that you create cohorts of students. Meaning you bundle the students according to what we are just saying. Some advanced students can see the entire course. Some students that need help can see a different version of the course. So we do it that way, but not within the same course.
Okay. A follow-up question is like, so this control over the content, can it be done through some API call? Because let's say we're thinking of like a short courses setup. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that one, a student pays the initial fees.
Yes.
And starts the course. And after 1 month, he should pay the installment. Then he should be able to access the next set of reports.
Yes.
But what I can see that there is no mechanism here for putting financial data, isn't it?
Well, actually, let me see here. Course. Let's see this one. Because the course can be classified as a free course or a paid course, right? Now remember, what I haven't shown you yet is the mobile part of this, right? So when you go and enroll, you see the price, that we have payment system integrated within the system through mobile apps or through online. Right now we are using Stripe to our payment processing. So unless they pay, they don't get access to the course.
Okay, so let's say this payment is collected in a different system.
Yeah.
In that case, what happens? If I want to control the access to the content based on some trigger in the other system.
Yeah.
So if installment one, the person pays, he gets access to X content.
Yeah.
He makes another payment.
Yeah.
There should be a trigger from there
Yes.
that will make the second
Exactly.
part available. Is it possible?
Yes, user management is integrated.
Okay.
So you do it through user management. So a student is a registered user in both the systems, right? Then you can manage both the trigger in both the systems. Now, the reason I mentioned Stripe is that we have been using Stripe, but if there's something specific that you guys are using and we can integrate that, we'll be happy to do that. So if there's any particular system, payment system that you're using, your bank is using, we can integrate that payment system specifically for you guys. And that's at no cost. So it doesn't have to be the payment system that you're using right now.
If I create content, the content is mine,
Yours.
and you don't have access to share with any other institution.
No.
So
But
if-
that also, we have also a trigger called published content. Let's say you're a unit and you want to share, you created a course that has been very popular and you want to monetize the course. Depending on the arrangement with your university whose intellectual properties, you can actually publish that course on our marketplace. So then people can go, independent people can go and buy that course from you.
But then, okay, so I'm from an institution, so as a university, we are using this
Yeah.
platform. Can any of the teachers decide that I want to publish my course and then go off and publish, or can we put it mechanisms to make sure that teachers don't individually
Very,
decide?
very easily. We just remove that option. They cannot publish to the marketplace. So anything that depends on the institution, you can keep it internal. That whatever they create is only consumption for their students and the university students. You can remove the link to the marketplace.
I think maybe I'm thinking, maybe I don't understand too well, or I'm thinking too widely. As an institution, we have tertiary institutions, we have accreditation issues to deal with. I'm looking at if we are putting programs online and delivering online, what does the accreditation requirements, what would the accreditation requirements look like? Maybe something that maybe internally we would have to look at and discuss, but
Yeah.
then I think that will also inform where this goes, or how far this is.
So if I understood your question correctly, within your organization, you have institutes that have different accreditation
Yes.
standards, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Some has higher, some has low.
Mhm.
So you can build a system on an institute level.
Okay.
Doesn't have to share across institutes. But you can also share across institutes if you are interested in doing so. It all depends on how you want to frame the software. A lot of institutions, they create one big library and everybody has access to it. Individual teachers have access to it. They can create their own course or get access to a course that has been created by somebody else, right? That's one way of doing it. But if you want to do it on an institute level, if I may show, remember I kind of showed you, let's say, directory of class, right? You see, everything is separate. You can actually manage it from different institutes and then maintain your access at different institutes. So this one system can handle any number of institutes, and you can have different, access points to the institute. However, another way of doing it is that you create one organization, one institute. That means there's no cross-pollination between institutes. So one org equals to one institute, not one org equals to multiple institutes.
Yeah, so that we are going to set up a physical library where the students also will have access to do certain researches and also have interaction with other students. I think that is what you were asking.
No.
Oh, okay.
So my question has to do with, so the invitation letter, there is caption.
Yes.
It's created the impression that there's this program that's developed that helps students probably access an integrated content. So let's say we have access to Emerald, we have JSTOR, we have this, we have our own internal generated content as you're saying, and then this system allows us, like what we call the easy proxy, which allows every member of the community to access whether traveled or in country. So it created, the invitation letter created that kind of
No,
concept.
it's a different product.
Yes, which is why I am here, which
Yeah.
is good for me,
It's a different product. It's not a traditional library management system. You
I'm
can
sure I'm not
access
the
it.
only librarian here.
So this is more geared towards teachers, students, and administrators.
Right.
To be honest, we don't need a librarian in this world because it's self-managing, right? It's self-managing in that space. And these are all smart tech bases, basically searchable content, right? So it's very easy to do. Now, what Tony was talking about is that we are actually part of the offering we have is also to include a physical space with access to computer systems that students who don't have access to technology can come and have a look at it and utilize the system. And not only that, plus other library resources. So that was part of the what Tony was talking about. And then the way we look at it is that I don't want to speak in terms of what data status is Ghana, but wherever we go to Africa, access to technology and physical hardware is very limited, right? Not everybody has access to it. So part of our solution is to provide that physical space where students who don't have access to the hardware can come and access not only our system but others, digital content on their own. Yes, Tony?
Also, I want you to talk about the leasing of the hardware to students and also to the schools itself, also to the librarians. Some of the librarians in Ghana actually lack access to hardwares, so maybe you can also explain that to them.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, on the hardware side, we have partnerships with Dell and Lenovo. So we have access to their leasing programs through our company. If that is something, this is something that Tony brought up that might be interest to people, is students can actually get access to hardware itself. It's like you pay the own kind of leasing program, right? That program can be made available to people, students in Ghana, where you pay a monthly fee and you end up, owning the device after a certain period.
Okay.
So that's something that we can provide to students here. I'm not, I cannot stand here and tell you what that program is going to look like, because that's something, was requested of me. Yes, we do have that facility that we can give access to this access.
I hope the cost arrangement is going to be flexible, because we have a promise of paying 1 Ghana cedi to own a device in the future.
Yeah.
By our vice president.
Let me come in. The cost is very, very, very cheap.
Very, very.
Very
That's
cheap.
less than
And
1
also
Ghana.
it's flexible. The students can pay it. We can discuss with them, and for instance, they can pay it to a very long time. We are
Okay.
flexible in that. And let's say that one department or faculty can say, we need 1,000 computers, let's assume
Okay.
hypothetically. And we can negotiate with you, and we can provide that with you, and the faculty will guarantee, and we will bring the hardware to you.
Okay.
And you'll be responsible to make sure that we get paid.
Okay.
Those arrangements are available.
So
Okay.
can I add in that if that's the things they may have to perhaps get a guarantee, because if the faculty is going to guarantee, you have to make sure that there's a cost component. So for example, if Lumiere is securing on behalf of a particular institution.
Well, that's why
then
Lumiere
there's a
come in.
guarantee. There's
That's
a
why
monthly
Lumiere
guarantee.
come in. For instance, Lumiere can coordinate with them, and whatever necessary guarantee that needs to be given to us as well. But mostly, what we would like is to have an agreement with that department, and the department will ensure us that yes, supply us this much of hardware, and then we'll be able to pay you back maybe within a certain period of time. We can negotiate that. And believe me, you're not getting the same interest rate you get in Ghana here. Huh? You're getting directly interest rate from US. So it's cheaper. And we can negotiate for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, volume makes every difference, right? So that's why I don't want to stand here and tell you something that I might not be able to do. So it'll all depend on specific.
Yeah, volume. Like I said, TC, we are interested in volume. But if you come to us with 3 computers, it becomes very difficult for us. Let's say you come up with, 50, 100, 200, 600 going. We're happy, like Legon like this, you have a large amount of students. You can come up, the student association can come up to us and say that we want to have an agreement with you for a long term, and probably provide us 1,000, 2,000, 1 million hardware.
No, 1 million would be.
No, I prefer volume. I prefer large volume. We will be able to discuss with you on that. Yes, sir.
Hardware, what kind of hardware are we having? Laptops?
Everything.
Everything.
Tablet,
TVs,
laptops,
tablets, come to us.
All-in-ones,
Yes.
powers,
Anything,
servers.
any hardware. I'm sure that was the first presentation or second presentation you showed.
Yeah, it was hard.
Take 1,000 iPads and sell off 500. That's what I mentioned about the security. No, unfortunately, it's a reality in this space. Unfortunately, Cocoa Board, for example. I'm just funny. So it is important for us to be able to understand that you are the pioneers here. This program can continue and be of great benefit to our children and other children who come, not just these students, but the next generation of students, or it could shut. All depends on it. That's all. Thank you. Just bear that in mind.
And also, you have to remember that this is based on our experience globally. So what we have seen is needed in schools across, not only in the US, but in India. We have seen that what is working in India. What we have seen is places like Congo, what's needed there. Again, you have the spectrum of experiences. So our solutions and what we are suggesting is based on a lot of experience. We can come and show you very advanced solution that will not have any effect on exactly what you're trying to make. So we are trying to be very practical in terms of the solutions that we are bringing to the country, solutions that will work, and the approach that will work. So that's our only intent. And I'm glad Tony invited us and partnered up with us to bring this service and kind of products to the country. And yes, Tony.
Please, I would like you to show them a picture of the school in Congo, how the hardware is set up in a given place.
Yeah, I showed it.
He showed it. Oh, I like him to do that.
Let
We have
another.
I'd be interested in that.
Let me see if I can pull up another whole.
So, what school you come from? What school? University of Ghana. Oh, you are. Oh, I've been there. We need a space.
Two institutions are going to own me now.
Well, we need a space, Prof. We need a space. Right.
We're working on it.
But I'm here to represent the academic city.
No problem. We'll set it. We'll set it out.
Let me see.